I forgot about February, but that don't matter. No one cares. COVID, it was a whole thing, but it don't matter now. The concept's simple. These are all the albums I listened to in February and March, and this is what I thought of them. Who Cares by Rex Orange County, and really, who does care? This is the first time I've ever listened to Rex Orange County, at least in his solo project. I've heard him on Flower Boy. He featured on Boredom. I was very disappointed. This is my least favourite album I've listened to so far this year. Whether it be I'm not Rex's target audience or I'm just a massive hater, this album wasn't for me. The Dream by Alt J. I literally don't remember anything about this album. It was so devoid of any originality or anything special for me to remember it. It was bang average. God Don't Make Mistakes by Benny the Butcher and Tanner Talk 4 by Conway the Machine. I'm covering both these albums at the same time because I can't separate them in my mind. If you had a gun to my head, I couldn't distinguish a Conway the Machine song from a Benny the Butcher song. I really thought both records were so bang average. I'm aware that I'm in the minority with this opinion, given both albums have critical acclaim, but both albums really felt lackluster. The beats were so inconsistent, from the good to the bad to the ow, stop doing that, it hurts my ears. Which is surprising because The Alchemist has producing credits on one of the albums, but don't ask me which one because I cannot for the life of me remember. Lockets by Crumb. Someone on TikTok recommended this to me, and it's okay. There's some fun wobbly guitars, but I'm never going to revisit this again. Time Skiffs by Animal Collective. I was very excited to listen to the new Animal Collective record, given I liked their 2009 album, Merryweather Post Pavilion. This album pales in comparison. By no means bad, but it felt like a very underwhelming return for the band. Nothing much left to say. Favourite tracks were Strong With Everything and Presta John. Crash by Charlie XCX. We all love Charlie, don't we, guys? Well, I do, and I really enjoyed this album. Charlie goes full pop star on Crash, ditching the hyper-pop aesthetics on How I'm Feeling Now, with some songs even getting some radio time here in jolly old England. Though this isn't my favourite Charlie era, it's undoubted that she can write a bloody good pop song. Though some songs sound a little unambitious, like Lightning, they're all earworms that stick in your ear like a little worm. The features are good. Caroline Polachek and Rina Sawayama are good as always. My favourite tracks are Good Ones, Beg For You, and Baby.
I'ma make him out, I'ma make him out, I'ma make him out, I'ma make him out, baby.
Laurel Hell by Mitski. I'm a big fan of Mitski, especially Be the Cowboy. I'd only heard Working for the Knife in the lead up to the album, and I was quite underwhelmed. I wasn't sure which direction this album's going to go in, but in the context of the album, it does sound a lot better. The opening track, Valentine, Texas, indicates the return of the synths that were prevalent in Be the Cowboy, with them being brought back into the mix in dramatic fashion halfway through the song. Mitski resists the urge to sell out and make this a synth pop album, with so much popularity being gained through songs like Nobody and Washing Machine Heart. Though I would have enjoyed it more if it was a synth pop album, you have to respect it. But my favourite tracks on the album are all synth pop. Stay Soft, Love Me More, and The Only Heartbreaker are slappers.
I'll be the only heartbreaker.
Though there are some bangers, there are a couple snooze fests, especially track 4 and 5, Everyone and Heat Lightning. It's not it. Forget Your Face by Black Dresses. I didn't know what I was getting into when I first clicked on this album. I just saw they just released their album and I recognised the name from somewhere. The first track had me on the fence a little bit due to its lack of structure, but it's grown on me now. But the second track really pulled me in. Let's Be is a banger. No Normal solidified that I am now a Black Dresses fan. I love the stuttering delivery and the guttural, ugly vocals that just fit so well. And lastly, the Travis Barker line on Gay, Ugly and Hard to Understand I thought was really funny. If you've got any experience with anything industrial, glitch pop, hyper pop, or anything abrasive, you got to listen to this. Favourite tracks were Let's Be, Earthworm, No Normal, and Money Makes You Stupid. Once Twice Melody by Beach House. I love everything Beach House, so I knew I was just going to lap this shit up. The titular track, Once Twice Melody, is one of my favourite Beach House songs of all time. Same goes with the second track, Superstar. Every lyric is so infectious. The sound of the album did feel a little bit repetitive at times, maybe a bit formulaic. Overall, I think this album is really good, but one problem is the runtime. 80 minutes for a slow burn dream pop album is a bit of a stretch for me, but you have to give it credit. If you've managed to keep me engaged for that long without me getting bored sometimes, then you got to give them credit. Melt My Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry. I've literally just listened to this album, so I've got quite a lot to say. I've always been a Curry fan, but Taboo was really what made me fall in love with his music. And with a good follow-up with Zoo, I was really excited to see what he had to offer for this new album. The first track starts strong, but what I really like is the connectivity with the second track, Walking, which I think is the best song on the album. And when that dropped in the lead up to the album release, I lost my mind. It was so good.
Clear up path as I keep on walking, ain't no stopping in this.
The fourth track, John Wayne, slaps, obviously, because it was produced by JPEG Mafia, and you could really tell there were so many Peggy-isms throughout the track. Troubles features T-Pain, which is good to see, because he only found out people wanted to work with him a couple months ago. He delivers a great chorus, and Denzel provides some hard-hitting, gravelly vocals that just hit the spot.
Run the jewels because I kill the mic on any LP.
The X-Wing beat goes fucking dumb, with some hot Batman and Star Wars bars. They were really good. The beats really were a strong point for this album, with The Smell of Death and Sanjuro also having really good beats. I love the D&B influence on the chorus, but I just wish Slow Tie, who has such an iconic voice, wasn't drowned out by all the distortion. Lastly, Ants From Up There by Black Country New Road. Do yourself a favour, go listen to For the First Time, and then top it off with Ants From Up There. This is by far album of the year by a long shot. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I really want to try and do this regularly for real this time, but I really do underestimate how much time goes into making these videos, the script writing, the filming, the editing, you know. I just really like talking about music and creating content and sharing it with other people, and I'm grateful that some of you would bother to sit here and listen to me, so thank you.